Hey everybody, this is IndieGeek, and today I'm taking a look at Blade Symphony. This is, well, it's a new release on Steam. It's been in early access for a while, but it came out about a week ago, and it is by Puny Human Games. It is $15 and available on Windows. I will have a link in the description below to where you can purchase it directly on Steam. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably just going to play against AI for the video, just so that I can kind of give a good overview of what's going on with the game. So basically what we have here is it's kind of a tactical sword fighting game, and it's pretty in depth. There's a lot of strategy to this, and that's kind of the other reason for not playing online. Is so far my experience has been like I have just gotten destroyed online because people are pretty darn good at this game. And people get pretty serious about it as well. There's a lot of online kind of self-imposed rules of dueling, if you will. But anyway, so as you can see, we have our weapon here. And the way this works is we've got technically four stances. 3 on the ground, and then we can do moves in the air as well. But we have a fast, balanced, and a heavy. And then they all kind of balance each other out in basically how you would expect. So like if you try and use fast against heavy, they're going to be able to dodge you pretty well. If you do oh man, but like heavy can kind of break through like the dodging and the blocking of the other two. So, you know, there are all those kind of little rules, and there's a big tutorial that kind of explains all of it. It's kind of a lot to remember. I kind of get most of it, but there are definitely some details that I'm not totally sure of. But, you know, the tutorial's always there if you... Whoa, that is a cool move. I like that. Yeah, the tutorial's always there if you need a kind of a refresher on everything. So basically what I'm doing is, like, my regular attacks here are using the left mouse button. And then you can either use 1, 2, and 3 to scroll through your types of stance, or you can just use mouse scrolling, which I've found to work pretty well. I've just kind of been doing the mouse scrolling. And then you can actually charge a move, so let me see if I can show that off. So if that had hit, it would have done really well. It didn't hit though. You can charge the right mouse button move as well. I think in general, right mouse button kind of works as a dodge. But yeah, so that's kind of what's going on here. Oof. After this match, I will go and change to a different class, and then of course spacebar is how you jump. Pretty much standard PC controls as far as that goes. And then you can see, so like things can kind of be chained together. So you can see if I'm using fast, then I can actually do like a 4 combo chain. And you can like switch around between them. So I could, like you see there, you can watch in the bottom left corner that it kind of moves through, and you can chain all the different stances. So like I said, like the actual combat system here is pretty complex, which I think is really nice. It's definitely got a lot of deep complexity to it, and you know, because of that, it's definitely going to cause you to play a lot before you really feel comfortable with everything. Alright, so after this match, my weapon should change. The weapons actually do different moves, so that is definitely something to keep in mind. But I mean, that's pretty much the gameplay. Like I said, there's a pretty decent online community. I did play a match or 2 online and had no problems getting in. There are multiple levels. This is just kind of the normal kind of practice level. And I gotta say, from like a visual standpoint, I think it looks really good. And you know, as always, I'm playing on a laptop, so you can see that it's running well on this. So I would imagine a lot of people are going to be able to have access to this, even though it looks pretty good. So now we've got the katana, so things are a little different. Oof. I have not gotten any better, however. But yeah, so you can definitely change around your weapons and kind of use that to your advantage, because I would imagine that there are some weapons that work better against others. So, you know, that also kind of plays into like the stances. So just like some stances work better against other stances. Same thing with the weapon choice. Oh man, he brought it back right at the end. Yeah, like I said though, from a visual standpoint, I think it looks great. I think from a sound design standpoint as well, it's really nice. You know, there's the music tracks, but I feel like the music tracks are a little secondary to the rest of the sound design. With obviously the swordplay being kind of the most important part of the sound design in general, and I think it all sounds really good. There's definitely a good feeling to the sounds of the swords kind of clashing together, stuff like that. And then I guess like one of the biggest things to point out with this game is that it just, you know, it just feels good. Like you definitely get a sense of kind of like the impact when you are attacking your enemy, things like that. It's definitely a good feeling to kind of feel that. It's you know, I think a lot of it comes from like there's like the screen kind of shakes a little bit, things like that. There's definitely kind of a good weight to actually hitting your opponent, and I think that goes a long way to making it feel like a good sword fighting game. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of a short video. Oh, the other thing to mention before I wrap it up here is that there is a pretty big amount of like Steam Workshop content. So people are like making levels, people are making new weapons, things like that. So that'll also help really kind of keep the game alive, I think. But yeah, other than that, I don't think I have much else to say here. I've had a good time with it. I'm having a good time with it. I can assure you that the online community works well. There weren't like so there are different kinds of servers. There are like straight up just dueling servers where people are very serious, like you're only going to one-on-one duel and you don't interrupt duels, things like that. But then there are also like free-for-all servers where people will just kind of sword fight like mad against each other all at the same time. And that's kind of what I'm more into, kind of a chivalry style, just sort of fight people kind of thing. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of content here. It plays well, like I said, looks good, and sounds good. So I think if you're looking for a good sword fighting game, this is definitely a good option. I know there aren't a lot of sword fighting games out there, but this is a good one. I like it so far, having a good time with it. But yeah, that is where I will leave this off. So like I said, in the description below there is a link to the Steam page to purchase this for yourself. As always, feel free to comment if there's anything that you'd like to comment on. Subscribe to the channel to see more of my videos every single day, and if you liked my look at Blade Symphony, then please do consider clicking the like button, because that helps me out a lot. But yeah, that's where I'm going to leave this off for today. So, as always, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.